Theodore Géricault was a pioneering French artist whose work laid the foundation for the Romantic movement in painting. Known for his dynamic compositions, intense emotional expression, and bold use of colour, Géricault captured the turbulence and drama of his era. He had a unique fascination with the body, particularly in its more morbid aspects. In preparation for the Raft and Medusa, Géricault visited hospitals and morgues, studying and sketching severed limbs, cadavers, and decaying body parts. He was deeply interested in the anatomy and the effects of death on the human body. He would keep body parts in his studio and observe the decompositional changes in the rotting flesh. The Raft and Medusa is considered one of the masterpieces of the 19th century. It is huge, approximately 16 by 23 feet, and is based on a real historical event that occurred in 1816. The French naval ship Medusa ran aground off the coast of Senegal due to poor navigation and an inexperienced captain who had been appointed for political reasons. The event became a national scandal in France, highlighting issues of government corruption. After the shipwreck, 147 people were set adrift on a hastily constructed raft because there were not enough lifeboats for everyone. Over the course of 13 days, the survivors on the raft faced horrific conditions, including starvation, dehydration, and cannibalism. Only 15 people survived by the time they were rescued, and the incident caused public outrage when the details became known. The figures are arranged in a pyramid-like structure, with the lower part of the painting filled with dead or dying bodies, while the upper part shows a group of survivors desperately signalling for a rescue to a ship on the horizon. The Raft of the Medusa is a stark portrayal of human suffering and the struggle for survival in the face of overwhelming odds. It reflects broader romantic themes of nature's power, human vulnerability, and the emotional depth of the human experience. The painting also serves as a powerful political commentary, critiquing the incompetence of the French government and the social injustices of the time. The inclusion of a black figure at the top of the pyramid of survivors has been interpreted as a symbol of hope and humanity's universal struggle against adversity. But who was this figure? The model was called Jean-Charles or Joseph and played a significant role in the art world of the early 19th century France. He was a key figure in some of Géricault's most important works, and it is believed Joseph or Jean-Charles was from Haiti. Specific details of his early life remain unknown. He worked in Paris as a model and became a notable figure in the Parisian art scene. Géricault painted several portraits of him, along with other portraits of black people, as shown in this video. Géricault depicted black people in his portraits with a strong sense of dignity and presence, which was unusual at the time, as black people are often depicted in subservient or exoticized roles. Géricault's portraits were a departure from the typical representation of black figures in Western art. Géricault's use of dramatic lighting, rich colour palettes, and expressive brushwork in these portraits emphasised the individuality and humanity of his subjects. The attention to detail, particularly in the facial expressions, is most striking in the eyes. These are captivated, rendered in a deep yet illuminating shades of burgundy brown, and they emit an aura of weariness and sadness that draws the viewer in, creating a more intimate connection with the subject. Géricault's interest in social issues and the human condition created artwork that challenged the dehumanizing stereotypes often associated with representations of marginalized people. He also painted a series of portraits depicting mentally ill individuals, often referred to as the monomaniacs. These works reflect both his interest in human psychology and his deep empathy for those who were suffering. These paintings were created between 1822 and 1824 and are considered some of the earliest examples of psychiatric portraiture in art history. Although these works were not widely recognised during Géricault's lifetime, they have since been celebrated as masterpieces of psychological portraiture. They offer a powerful commentary on the nature of mental illness and the ways in which society perceives and treats those who suffer from it. Theodore Géricault died at the age of 32 on January 26, 1824, from complications related to a series of riding accidents. A passionate horseman, Géricault's love for horses ultimately contributed to his untimely death. In 1822, he suffered a severe fall while riding, resulting in a fractured spine. Although he initially seemed to recover, the injuries left him in chronic pain. Tragically, a subsequent riding accident caused him to rupture a massive abscess, confining him to bed. During this time, Géricault was also battling tuberculosis, a common and often fatal disease in the 19th century. His condition worsened and he eventually succumbed to his ailments. Géricault's premature death cut short a promising artistic career, but his legacy lived on through his influential works, particularly the Raft and Medusa, which solidified his place as a pioneering figure in the Romantic art movement. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you please like it. If you haven't already, then please subscribe. Did you learn something new? If so, please be so kind and leave a comment. Thank you for your support.